Ladies and gentle gamers, welcome back to To Be Determined. Today we have the brand new Mayor's update has dropped, and I'm going to show you everything that you can do right now. A lot of the stuff, unfortunately, is locked behind certain mayors, so we will have to elect them before we can reach certain perks, but there's still a lot that you can do right now. So we're going to talk about all that today. So if you enjoy, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already. We're on our way to 12,000 subs. And make sure to check out my latest wiki speedrun video with Future77. We are doing an 800 mil giveaway that I explained in that video on how to enter. So make sure to check that out. And without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright, so when you go to the hub, the first thing you'll probably notice is everything is a little bit different with the community center. It now has a clock tower. And yes, this actually works. So you can see it is 9 p.m. in game right now. So it shows the actual time, and when it ticks over to 10 p.m. the clock will change, which is pretty cool. But as you can see inside the building, there is Minister Aatrox and Mayor Marina, which both have had a little bit of an adjustment. Aatrox doesn't really have an adjustment, but the Minister thing is completely new. Basically, whoever got second in this year's election will have one perk active while the other person is mayor. So we have three of Marina's perks active, while we also have an extra Aatrox perk active, which is pretty nice. But as you can see, Marina has a brand new perk, which is currently active. It's called Double Trouble. So basically, you get 0.1 double hook for every 1 sea creature chance. So you can double hook while water fishing now, or if you're lava fishing and you already have a double hook rod, you still have a much higher chance to double hook than you did before, which is really, really nice. If we go into the election room, you will notice that the main mayor you should be voting for right now is Diaz. If she does manage to get second this year like she currently is to Diana, she has a star next to Shopping Spree, so Shopping Spree will be the perk that will be active even if she gets second place. But if she wins, she will also have Stock Exchange Act, which allows a ton of cool new things with Stock of Stonks and a bunch of items that you can get to upgrade your Midas staff and Midas swords and things like that. So it's very cool. So if you haven't already, please make sure to swap your vote over to Diaz from Diana. Now again, a lot of these things are locked behind different mayors, such as those DS perks I just showed you, but some things are not. If you look in the pet menu, you will notice in the top right there is an EXP sharing icon that you can click. Basically, if you click an item into here, a specific pet like a spider pet for example, the last 2 slots are not available to actually be used until Mayor Diana is elected, but the first slot is available even without an EXP share on the pet. So I have one on mine, which still gives it a 15% extra EXP share rate. But if you swap it over to a different pet like Tarantula or something, it still gets a pretty good rate. It's 12% for free without having the pet item on it. But if you have the pet item on it, it gives an extra 15%. So I get 27%. Now this is based on your taming level. The higher your taming level, the better the amount of XP shared will be. So if you only have like taming 20 or something, you're not going to get 12% extra XP, but if you got it up to 60 like I do, then you'll have 12%. Also, if we go over to this building by the bazaar, this is where all of the Diaz stuff is. Most of it doesn't work. If you talk to Liz here, she'll basically say that they only work whenever Diaz is mayor, so that doesn't work, but Zarina does work. Basically what she does is allows you to place a Midas weapon in the left slot and a price that you want to upgrade it to on the right. So when Diaz is elected, there are a lot of items you'll be able to get to upgrade your Midas staff and Midas sword to give them increased damage, but it will require you to have paid more for them at the auction house. So if you didn't pay for enough at the auction house like you wanted to, then you can put your item in the left and increase the price that you paid for it on the right. There is some issues with this. I have heard some people who have paid like 270 mil for a Midas staff had it reduced down to 100 mil. Hopefully that gets fixed in the future, but I'm not really sure how that's going to go over. On top of the changes to the Marina Mayor, if we go over to the Crimson Isle, there are some changes here. Basically, you have a personal sea creature cap of 5 now. So this is only on the Crimson Isle, but this is kind of to help with the issue that a lot of people have while Marina is the mayor with hitting sea creature cap and barn fishing. Basically, you can only have 5 sea creatures alive per person. So if I catch 5 sea creatures, I can't catch any more after that until I kill the 5 that I already caught. So it's kind of the death of barn fishing on the Crimson Isle. But if you are a jobless grinder, this is a really nice upgrade for you. They also did lower the health of lava sea creatures. So if we look in here at the rates on the patch notes, which I will try to remember to link in the description. You can see the health of a lot of these mobs has lowered, and their damage has also lowered quite a bit. Thunder and Jawbus aren't affected, but most of the other mobs are. But to counter this, they also did give even more strength and things to the rod. So there's actually like even bigger nerf to the sea creature's health. So pretty cool. I doubt this is going to be that big of a deal as far as, you know, just straight up casting, but I mean, it is 90 extra damage on a Hellfire Rod. So if you have a pretty good damage setup, you might be able to one tap magma slugs and things like that, but won't really matter because with magma slugs, you got to kill 3 smaller slugs afterwards. So it is what it is. They did also announce that elections are going to be changed quite a bit. So the next election that we have, you won't be able to see the rates that each mayor is elected. So basically, right now, if we go to the hub, if you press tab, you can see that Diana has a 54% votes and Diaz has 38% votes, which is pretty nice, but they are thinking of removing this. But if we like it, they'll probably keep it in. Now, what should you be doing for money with this update? There are some really good options, especially with Marina in office. One of the big things that is going to be good for SkyBlock XP specifically and for giving you extra perks and things is getting Carnival Ticket. Carnival Tickets will be used at the Carnival when Foxy gets elected, but you can go ahead and get tickets now by doing various events, which includes the events that Marina gives, the fishing festivals. If you catch and kill some sharks, they have a chance to drop Carnival Tickets, which you can then use when Foxy is elected. Plus, you can also get some extra tickets from doing spooky events and things like that. But the biggest one that you can do year-round is Jacob's contests. So if you do the farming contests, depending on the rank that you get in those is how many tickets you get, but it's definitely the best way to get them. They are soulbound, so you can't sell them to anyone else, but they do give pretty good perks from the shop, which is really, really nice. You can see all these specific rates here, but 3 Carnival Tickets per diamond medal is pretty nice. It does require you to have a really good farming setup to be able to get diamond every time like that, but it is nice. And if you just get bronze every time, like you're fishing or something and you kill maybe a mushroom cow or something that drops mushrooms and it's a mushroom contest, that's a free Carnival Ticket for you. It doesn't work retroactively, so if you did any contests before this update dropped today, you won't be able to claim the rewards with Carnival Tickets, so it's just starting today, it will work like that. But you can see the other rates for Spooky Festival here, which is really, really nice. Fishing Festival, the drop rates from different sharks, also really nice. And party chests, which are basically just when Foxy is mayor. These will drop during spooky festivals. You'll be able to get a bunch of Carnival Tickets from that. The last thing that you can really do with this update is actually in the forage. A lot of the items from the mining side of the update will require coal to be elected so that you can get some of the new items from a mining fiesta. But a couple things you can do right now. So if we go over to the forage here, you can see I've got some items here. This is the titanium equipment set, which is pretty nice. To get it, you'll have to first make the mithril equipment set. It only costs 3 enchanted mithril each, but if you don't really care about this and you're a later game player, it's still good to get because it does go in the museum. So getting this whole setup and the titanium setup is really nice. The new best mining setup that we can achieve at this moment. Once coal does get elected, there will be this new gemstone setup that requires glossy gemstones and flawless gemstones, which is pretty nice, but it's the same stats, just better for gemstones specifically, and better in the crystal hollows, whereas this one is better in the dwarven mines. So honestly, the titanium setup, if you're a glaciite miner, is going to be pretty nice. But as you can see, it's pretty cheap. 1 refined titanium and 16 refined minerals per piece. Not too bad at all. And it does go in museums, so free SkyBlock XP right there. But that is everything in today's update that you can do right now as we speak. You don't have to wait for any mayors before doing this. You can do all of this right now. So if you enjoyed or you learned something, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comment section which mayor you're most excited for. I will catch you guys in the next one. Have an amazing rest of your day, and God bless.